Take a look at this adorable toddler taking his first steps. This precious little guy was as surprised as anybody that he could walk. His mama posted on Facebook this moment meant even more to their family because it took a lot of work to have him.
Oh my gosh, he's so
cuteness.
cute. He's like, I'm tired now. Oh no, he's not.
Yeah.
I'm going, brother.
Oopsie-daisy.
Look at him. He's having so much fun. He's getting his steps in.
Exactly. You go ahead, little man. You get those steps before you go down for your nap.
Those first steps are the most important. Good for him. That was fun to watch.
So cute. And we're so glad you're joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Julie Grant.
And I'm Scott Withers, sitting in for Rob Nelson here on the couch. We hope you're having just a terrific Tuesday. Let's begin, as we like to do, with the stories from the top of our feed. And we start with a story about the way karma comes around.
You are looking at some surveillance video from inside of a gas station in Michigan. Customer Diane Gordon found a bag full of cash that a man had dropped on the floor there. So she turned it in, and that's when police learned that she needed money to repair her car. So what did they do? They started a GoFundMe for her. More than $45,000 was raised for the very honest woman to get herself a new car.
I am floored. I'm having a hard time keeping it in. I'm just so excited.
Oh, and Diane says she'll be telling her grandkids that lesson that you return what doesn't belong to you. And it really shows there are great, honest people in the world like Diane.
And she really needed that positive karma that came back to her because she earned that positive karma because of what she did. A lot of times people would have picked that up and kept it. But because lots of people are in trouble, she was in trouble and she needed help. But she did the right thing, and she got the help that she needed. Good for her.
She sure did. And love how those police officers, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, they didn't have to do that. Think about that. No. You know, that's going above and beyond their job expectations to try to help her out when she's in need. Yeah, and something else I was thinking about, Scott, this is like my court TV prosecutor brain going, because this blew my mind when I was a prosecutor. Did you know that I worked in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, so every state's different, obviously, as we know, but theft of lost or mislaid property is a crime. So for instance, if that surveillance video captures somebody taking that bag full of money, even if they find it lost on the ground, if they just find it, oh, well, this is lost, I'm going to make it mine, you can be prosecuted for that. So it pays to be honest in more ways than one. Good karma and no police knocking at your door for that. Right.
I didn't know that. That's good to know. Also good information to know.
Right. It just kind of came to me as I was watching that. I'm like,
yeah, good tip for everyone at home.
But we have some other interesting news we want to share for you, especially if you're a movie lover. Anybody out there, or Scotty is.
I love the movies. The theater chain AMC is going to start charging different prices for different seats. If you like sitting in the middle, that's going to cost you more than sitting on the aisle towards the top. Now, the cheapest seats, well, those are the ones that none of us like. They're going to be the ones at the front of the theater. Can you say your neck's going to hurt? AMC says the new pricing will roll out Friday in Kansas City, Chicago, and New York, and will be in the rest of the country by the end of the year.
Scott, how do you feel about this?
I'm not a fan because it's already expensive to go to a movie, especially if you're taking your family. It's $15, $16 in some parts of the country, and then adding a few more dollars to have better seating, that seems like a lot to me. Because you're already paying, you have to take out a mortgage to buy the snacks on top of the price for the tickets.
Isn't that the truth? Right.
And no one wants to pay, even if you give me the seats for free, I don't want to be up front going like this, watching the movie. So I'm not a fan.
For a visit to the chiropractor, doing that to your neck, that is terrible.
No.
And I'm with you. It's not like it's a flight where if you're taking a long flight, you might want to say, okay, maybe a few more dollars on a better seat might give me some more comfort if it's really lengthy and I want some extra legroom or something. Here it's like, you're already paying to enjoy the show.
I'm not a fee on top of ticket prices. Just put it in the ticket price. So.
Yes.
And that's right. Movie theater prices is one of the big reasons why streaming movies at homes is so popular. That's what we do. And we just learned of a new record.
Yes, Disney is saying that Wakanda Forever is the most watched Marvel film premiere globally in the history of streaming services based on its first 5 days. The movie also, by the way, is up for 5 Oscars.
You can count us in on that because we watched it this weekend.
Did you? What'd you think?
We did. I loved the movie. I loved the first one. This was a little bit longer. It was over 2.5 hours. We had to cut it up into 2 2 viewing sessions because
Gotcha.
it was so long. But it was a great movie, lots of action, lots of wonderful characters. I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it yet. Some new things happened, but it was a great movie to watch. So we added to that total there.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's
Have you seen it
fantastic.
yet?
I have not.
Oh,
no.
you need to. It's good.
So
lots of action.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's good. I want to see it. It's on the to-do
On the
list. Like you
list.
said, take a long weekend
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Split it up. It's lengthy. Well, a wise man once said, "If I knew grandkids were this much fun, I'd have had them first." Right? This is a sentiment that is shared by grandparents all around the world. It seems.
My grandparents said it. And it's why most grandmas and grandpas would do just about anything for their little ones. For one man in Virginia, that includes turning into a sort of a Aquaman-style superhero. Our friend Barbara Sierra introduces us.
Larry Weatherall is a volunteer diver with the Virginia Aquarium.
The most rewarding part is interaction with the guests, in particular, interaction with the kids.
That is the sound of Larry breathing and talking underwater to guests who visit the aquarium.
High-fiving and fist-bumping the kids is the highlight of every dive that we do.
It takes a special skill set to do this kind of work.
And I actually started so that my grandkids could see me as a diver in the water.
Larry not only educates visitors about marine life in the exhibit, but he works under the surface to keep the exhibit clean. Larry has also reached something of a milestone as a diver here. 300 dives in this exhibit and 500 overall.
Hey, Larry.
Hi.
What's your favorite fish?
My favorite fish is the spotted eagle ray.
And in case you need help identifying the spotted eagle ray, Larry flaps his arms underwater to help you locate the sea creature.
Virginia. Thanks, Evan. Wow, so that aquarium, it's in Virginia. If you were wondering, if you live in that area, go meet Larry.
That'd be something fun to do. I love to scuba. I love aquariums. I might volunteer to do that because that looked like a lot of fun. Get down there, and that's the only time I'd like to clean. I don't like to clean it out at home, but that'd be fun to get down there
Clean the
and clean an
aquarium,
from the inside.
Yeah, the fish will keep you company, Scott.
Absolutely.
It'll be fun.
Chat with everybody that shows up. That'd be a fun time, I think.
That does sound like a fun job.
Yeah.
I'd be a little scared of those big stingrays,
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Got to be honest, when I saw that big thing swimming toward him, I thought, oh, I would not envy him right now.
At least it wasn't
Yeah.
a shark. That's the good news.
That would be worse, yes. All right, party people, it is time to get your popcorn ready as we bring you a few quick stories that you could share with your friends and your family, the stuff that is just fun to know. And we kick off this Tuesday with a childhood favorite that debuted on this date in 1940.
Yeah, I don't remember this. We're talking about the story of a puppet turned, oh, I do remember this, real-life boy Pinocchio. Walt Disney's second full-length feature became the first animated movie to win an Oscar for Best Music and Best Song, When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh, who doesn't love Pinocchio? Like,
I
this is
love
taking
that.
me right back to childhood as we're looking at this.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not going to sing, though. You don't want to hear me sing, but I love that song, Jiminy Cricket. Was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, we have a fun to know about him
Oh.
for you, Scott. When Jiminy Cricket sang the song, if you look in the upper left-hand corner,
Okay.
look at it carefully. You can see 2 books in the background. Can you see Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan? Peter Pan's the brown one.
wow.
Alice in Wonderland is the purple book. Both of which were in development by the time Pinocchio was released. Also, Jiminy was originally going to be just a minor character, but Disney wanted to create a guide of some sort to help Pinocchio make all those decisions along his road of life. So the man who voiced the iconic character, his name is Cliff Edwards. He was the first star to be cast in a Disney animated film.
Disney's always doing that. They're doing the marketing right inside the
Yeah.
movies, the promos. We know how to get you. Look out for this one. It was
Yes.
great. I love that. And one last note. While the budget for the movie was just $500,000, the production cost ran up to $2.5 million. It was one of the most expensive movies produced to that time. In comparison, it costs about $250 million now to make Avatar: The Way of the Water. Big difference.
Woo.
Big, big difference there.
Woo.
Have you seen that one yet?
I have not.
Me either. That's on the list too.
I'm really behind on my movies.
Yeah, we gotta get you caught up.
I'm behind. Yeah.
All right. You'll have to come over and watch with us.
I know, definitely. Yeah, movie
That's what
night.
we'll do. We'll do movie night.
at your house. For sure. Well, we've got more bright spots ahead for you coming up in just a few minutes here on Afternoon Focus. How a little girl is melting debt with melted crayons.
Then they can get another idea to help more and more kids in the community.
So glad you are with us this afternoon. Look at this majestic sight. This is Joshua Tree National Park in California, and it's named after these trees that are found in the area.
Wow.
And they kind of look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book, right? And they're not actually trees at all, but they're plants from the yucca family.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
I've been out there. I've seen them.
Have
They're
you in person?
gorgeous. And you need to go. If you go out there and you have luck, go at night. Because then there's no lights and you can see all the stars in the Milky Way. It's just fantastic.
I bet it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It was a great thing to experience.
Oh my goodness. Well, think about this for a second. Usually when kids go and get their box of crayons out, we think they're gonna start with the coloring book. But the young girl you're about to meet is doing something a little different with crayons to help her classmates.
Yeah, Rafael Sanchez is sharing this story from Franklin, Indiana.
Good things happen at 220 degrees.
You've raised some money.
Yep,
Yep.
lots of money.
She just has a very caring heart.
Anna Farley is a second grader at Northwood Elementary. Over the Christmas break, she asked her mom if she could sell redesigned crayons to help friends in need.
No, she said yes.
Yeah.
Or maybe. I forget.
The family got to work unwrapping crayons, snapping them, and placing them in special baking molds.
When a little 8-year-old comes to you and says that you want to do this, I was like, I need to try to make it happen.
I love when they do that.
It was time for the baking sheet and to allow for her creativity to rise to the occasion.
You want other kids to help other kids too?
Yes. I
Tell me
want
about
that to happen so I could get the idea, then they can get another idea to help more and more kids in the community.
That'd be awesome.
Once out of the oven, the newly formed crayons, as you can see, came out in different shapes and sizes, ranging from animals to numbers. A recipe with lots of care, baked to perfection.
I have really honestly no idea
You have no
what
idea.
I want to do next.
But it could be big, right? Because you're only 8,
Yeah.
right? So at 16, it could be even a bigger idea, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe make some new inventions.
Well, Anna raised $450, which covered more than half of the lunch debt at her school. That is fantastic news.
Sure is.
Good for her.
Little Anna,
And
the
creative,
artist.
too.
Wow. They came out so pretty, those little colored animals.
The shells
How
and the
adorable.
stars
I
and
was
the
a little
unicorns.
afraid of what was going to come out of that. I
No.
didn't know. I thought, how are they going to melt down? What's it going to look like? They're beautiful.
Yeah, I think she did a great job. And not only that, she did a great job for her friends that needed some help. So it was a good thing, good experience for the entire family to do it together.
Yeah.
It was a good bonding experience for them.
Definitely. And way to go from mom, supporting her and saying, you want to bake your crayons?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, my child. I'm going to help you do that safely and make money and help other kids in the school who might have trouble
I never
affording
did that
their
with
lunch.
my crayons. I was eating my crayons.
you eat your
remember?
crayon eater,
The
Scott?
paste, 2 fingers of paste, a couple blue crayons, a red crayon. Yeah, of course. I can't be the only person that ate crayons.
Oh, I'm sure there are many out there. I mean, I remember.
I turned out okay.
You did. You turned out great. So if you eat your crayons, kids, there's
Melt
hope
them
for you.
instead and help your friends.
Exactly. Melt them. Bake your crayons safely with mom
Absolutely.
at a low temperature. Yeah.
Exactly.
The lawyer in me is coming out. Be very safe.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we don't recommend this at home, kids.
Sorry.
All right, after the break, we're going to introduce you to a fearless student making her dreams come true. welcome back. So whether it's money, time management, or finding the right people, running a small business has plenty of challenges. And for Black entrepreneurs, barriers to entry are even higher.
Well, this next college student you're about to meet isn't letting that stop her. Matt Pearl shares her story from Bowie, Maryland.
Casey Harris handles mannequins on her days off. Her days on often feature a full lineup of clients
towel dry
under her own branded business. Impressive for anyone, but especially a first-year student in college.
It makes me very proud of myself. I definitely don't think that I would be where I am today if I didn't have the community that I have.
The backdrop for Casey is a country where 14% of Americans are Black, but just 2% of businesses are Black-owned, where Black entrepreneurs face deficits in the wealth and home equity that drives most white-owned new businesses.
And here's the Kool-Aid with the red.
That's the red Kool-Aid.
Casey's story isn't just of a girl who got her start in styling by using Kool-Aid as hair dye. It's also of a girl whose dreams have been nurtured by family and community.
She was fearless.
Her parents, Darren and Sonia, recall giving Casey their blessing and a home office.
It was Casey's internal will that made those people want to come around her.
In recent years, a salon near home has given her a stall and an apprenticeship.
Most of the time it's about, I need money.
Benita Swindell is the president of a Central Maryland chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. They held a contest to help fund young Black entrepreneurs.
Yep.
They heard from Casey and awarded her $500.
We used to talk about starting a business, but starting a business was like, oh my God, that's just too much. It's a lot of money. But nowadays, people are starting a business, and they're starting on it with a dime.
And when Casey isn't building her business, she's studying at Bowie State University, the HBCU with those sculptures, the HBCU with a new facility and program specifically for entrepreneurs.
It allows our community to focus on the kinds of things that are important to our community, not as a response to somebody else's vision of the world.
Wow, what a little visionary. She had a dream, she stuck to it. She's gonna do big things. I expect her to create maybe like a line of like hair products or something.
And the startup is always the hardest. It doesn't matter what kind of company, what kind of business you want to start, that initial amount of money. You don't need a large amount of money, but that initial acorn of money is always the hardest to get for everybody.
Scott. Right. You know, another fact that stunned me, it stunned Scott when we heard it from our producers as we were putting this story together for you to see today. Less than 5% of business owners in the United States are Black. Less than 5%. That's a fact that we want to change.
Yeah, we need to change. And if you're interested in supporting local Black-owned businesses in your area, visit supportblackowned.com, where you can find everything from flower arrangements to therapy and help them people out. That's great.
Yes, and if you're watching this right now, and let's say you're thinking about starting your own Black-owned business, the NAACP has partnered up with different organizations to provide grants. So look into this. These include Bacardi, Beyonce's Be Good Charity Foundation, Vistaprint, and many others. They're offering hundreds of thousands of dollars to budding Black entrepreneurs. And if you'd like a full list, head to our Facebook page. We've got it up there for you, so you can check it out at your leisure. All right, well, don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot more ahead for you here on Afternoon Focus.
Oh, welcome back. So this sleeping bunny was just minding his business when his owner wanted to share his cuteness with the world. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. And for being woken up, at least this precious little guy got a snack out of it.
So
look at him sleeping on a carrot. He's sleeping on a carrot. That's his pillow.
Oh, That is precious. And I feel like that in the afternoons when I take my nap, just a quick 5-minute nap.
You go sleep on a carrot.
I don't look that cute, though, that's for sure.
Oh, that might be one of the cutest bunnies I've ever seen.
That is a cute little bunny.
I'm obsessed with bunnies. I used to have bunnies growing up. I did.
I never did.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, we'll share pictures another day.
Yeah, we'll need to.
Because we want to share with you tomorrow here on Afternoon Focus. You're going to see how a teen's talent for creating a make-believe world is making a difference in the real world. Meet the superhero in the making on tomorrow's Afternoon Focus.
Well, that's our show for today. We want to hear from you, though.
Yes, please send us your ideas to our Facebook page, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. You know what we say, same time, same couch.
Bye, everybody.